So, आपको अपने रीजन के बारे में क्या क्या और इन्फॉर्मेशन है?
सर दी जोग्राफिकल
आपने अपनी नॉलेज को अपनी फील्ड में क्यों नहीं एक्सप्लोर किया? वोल्टेज फ्लक्चुएशन की आप डीएम बन के जाते हो, आप इस सिचुएशन को कैसे डील करोगे एज एन इलेक्ट्रिकल इंजीनियर?
So right now I am not able to think about.
I'm asking you what as an electrical engineer, I'm asking the practical solution. First step मुझे 3 स्टेप बता दो आप क्या क्या करोगे in limited resources.
So first of all, I'll add the capacitance in the loads that the households have, so that we can increase the efficiency of the apparent and as well as the real power. Sir, may I come in?
Yeah, come in.
You please. Please have a
Good evening, sir. Good evening. Good evening, everyone.
Thank you. Hello, Suvigya.
Yes.
How are you?
So I am good.
Comfortable
Yes.
for the today's session?
Yes.
Relax. So, can we start interview?
Yes.
Okay. So, you are from Amroha, Uttar Pradesh.
Yes.
अमरोहा में एक शायर कम्युनिकेशन मार्केट है जो आगे चलकर पाकिस्तान चले गए, उनके बारे में जानते हो आप?
Sorry, sir. I am not aware of it.
Why? आप फेमस शायर हैं.
Sir, I don't have interest in this area, so I have
That is
missed
the
it.
USP of your region.
I know some famous personality, but I am not aware about the thing that you are asking me.
So, आपको अपने रीजन के बारे में क्या क्या और इन्फॉर्मेशन है?
Sir, the geographical things and the industrial in Amroha. Apart from that, the social trends, the migration, as well as the issues that are pertaining in my area, I know about those things.
So, define yourself.
So, I am from Bareilly, Uttar Pradesh, and I have done my graduation from electrical engineering from IIT Bombay in 2016. Apart from that, I have a work experience of more than a year at Samsung Research Institute, Noida. From that, I have left my job in 2017, and then I have been preparing for UPSC Civil Services examination. About my parents, my father works at ONGC and my mother is a housewife. My hobbies are trekking, jogging, playing guitar, and following space explorations and upcoming technologies.
आपने एक साल सैमसंग रिसर्च में काम किया.
Yes,
Of course, you must have a very good package.
yes.
So, इसको छोड़कर सिविल सर्विसेज में क्यों आए?
So civil services is all about the diversity that the career option can give. Apart from that, the huge scope of public interaction attracts me towards civil services. The highest level of policy making, formulation and their implementation is another aspect that attracts me towards civil services.
जॉब रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटीज क्या थी जो सैमसंग रिसर्च में?
Sir, I was a software developer, mainly working in the iOS sector. The iOS application, which was for controlling the Samsung devices. So it was under the umbrella of the Internet of Things.
But you did your BTech in electrical engineering.
Yes, sir.
And minor in computer science.
Yes, sir.
And you worked in the developing app iOS for
Yes.
Samsung devices. आपने अपनी नॉलेज को अपनी फील्ड में क्यों नहीं एक्सप्लोर किया?
So it was based on the internship opportunity that I got. It was in the core field, but when I applied for the job, I got a field which I have never explored. So I gave it a chance. So I have both the experience of core electrical as well as the software developing field.
उत्तर प्रदेश में एक बहुत प्रॉब्लम आ रही है वोल्टेज फ्लक्चुएशन की। आप डीएम बन के जाते हो, आप इस सिचुएशन को कैसे डील करोगे एज एन इलेक्ट्रिकल इंजीनियर?
So smart metering and smart grids is one of the option because we have to balance the demand and supply of the power. If this can be balanced, so we don't have to worry about the voltage fluctuation. Power generation companies as well as distribution companies can coordinate all together using telecommunications as well as the electronics to judge the requirements of the area as a whole.
स्मार्ट ग्रिड,
Yes.
आप इतने कॉस्टली सॉल्यूशन की तरफ क्यों जा रहे हो? आपके पास इतना तो फाइनेंसेस ही नहीं है। मैं तो वोल्टेज फ्लक्चुएशन को मेंटेन करने की बात कर रहा हूँ। Why you are moving into the power electronics?
So for having a better future, we need to invest something.
Where are the resources? Uttar Pradesh doesn't have any such kind of fund. Be realistic. So, according to your knowledge, जो आपके पास एक बेसिक नॉलेज इलेक्ट्रिकल, आप उसमें बताओ आप कैसे काम जो है वो वोल्टेज फ्लक्चुएशन को या जो शॉर्टेज ऑफ इलेक्ट्रिसिटी है विच इज़ द बेसिक नीड राइट नाउ, इसको कैसे करोगे?
So decentralized power generation based on renewable energy, specifically rooftop solar is one option that is.
You are moving into a hypothetical thing which takes 10 years, 20 years. The people of Uttar Pradesh cannot wait for so long कि आप जाएं और छतों पर आप rooftop लगाएं. So a lot of people वो कहते हैं कि जाड़ों में हमें तो धूप की ज़रूरत है, हम नहीं लगवाएंगे. And that's a very costly thing. I'm asking you, as an electrical engineer, I'm asking the practical solution. And it will take 10 years to 20 years. पावर सॉल्यूशन तो आज आपको अपनी डिस्ट्रिक्ट में ठीक करनी है।
Yes sir.
फर्स्ट स्टेप, मुझे 3 स्टेप बता दो आप क्या क्या करोगे लिमिटेड रिसोर्स।
So first of all, I'll add the capacitance in the loads that the households have, so that we can increase the efficiency of the apparent and as well as the real power. That's the first thing. That is a cost-effective thing that can be done right away, but the lack of knowledge is something.
You just said that you want to utilize your electrical engineering knowledge in the field of civil services.
Yes sir.
Yes. I'm giving you the situation. And you just establishing the capacitor at the first place.
Yes sir.
Rather than calculating the power factor or the line losses or the sagging, you just put up the capacitors and you are just putting the power electronics at the first place, which is not very feasible, which is not very much applicable at the first place. It's the further, because you need lot of fund, lot of budgeting, resources. कैसे फिर प्रैक्टिकली बिजली की समस्या को कैसे दूर करोगे उत्तर प्रदेश में?
So right now I'm not able to think about very cost effective or specific solutions that are needed for the power sector.
Suvigya, when is your interview?
So it's on 29th April.
29th April. Okay. So tell me why there are so many IITs or engineers are coming in the civil services?
So one possible reason is the opportunity and the diversity that civil services provide. And being in a technical field, a person can focus on only one aspect, that is the specialization that they have. But as a civil servant, they can focus on many other areas because each and every branch has so many diverse fields. Like electrical engineering has electronics, electrical, telecommunication, and now the emerging technologies as well, like the optoelectronics and the neuroscience. These all things can be focused by a civil servant on a broader aspect.
I'm asking you why so many engineers are coming to civil services. Is there unemployability factor, unemployment in the engineering sector, or less salary in engineering sector as compared to civil services?
So the trend varies based on the colleges that are placed on a higher ranking as per the NIIF ranking. The higher ranking colleges don't have the employability problem, but at the lower end of the colleges, the academy and industrial linkage, there is a demand supply gap. So unemployment problem is on that front. And apart from that, the number of engineers increasing is like their choice, because the core sector job has limited opportunities, and most of the people are going towards consulting as well as the financial backgrounds. So civil services is also one of the field that engineers are going as a generalist and a person who has aspirations to achieve.
Let it. Just tell me why India is lagging behind research and development in terms of electronics or electric components as compared to China and Korea.
So first of all, the manufacturing of the electrical and electronic devices is very less. So sector is not able to absorb the talent that is being generated from our prestigious institutions. Second thing is the brain drain. Brain drain problem is something that US and Europe are taking all the best minds from our country. Third is
I am asking about China in comparison to China and Korea, not in terms of US or UK.
Okay. Thank you for correcting me, sir. So manufacturing, one thing that China is ahead of us because of the I think it's Shenzhen region where electronics has a very good scope. Second thing is the market. So China is much ahead of us in terms of usage of technology, whereas India is lacking of funds for actually promoting and having a better consumer consciousness in electronics.
Okay, tell me, International Space Station is there. Which country have contributed for its foundation?
So it's US, Russia, and a few other countries I cannot recall.
So there are some issues between US and Russia at present. So what will happen to International Space Station then?
Sir, I'm not aware about that fact, sir. But one thing that I know is that space station is going to be decommissioned in the near future. So I think that will obviously end after some point of time.
Okay. There is huge space debris. So what solution will you provide to eliminate that space debris problem?
Sir, at the higher end of technology, there are 3 to 4 solutions like the space debris capture, like harpoon capture, and there is a provision of decelerating the material towards the atmosphere. That's the second thing. Third thing is we can use lasers to disintegrate the material in the space itself, but that is not in the near future because huge power is required in that case. So that problem is huge and it is not being dealt properly.
But do you think decelerating space debris in atmosphere is a good option?
So it is the best solution that we have because atmosphere burns everything and that elements will go back to the earth. So it is a circular economy.
Do you know about metaverse?
Yes, sir. I have heard it related to Facebook.
It's a brand, but metaverse is a altogether different concept. What is it?
Sir, I am not aware about the concept as a whole, sir.
Okay, read about it.
Yes, sir.
I'm asking you last question. Suggest me which vehicle I should buy, whether it is electric vehicle or hydrogen fuel vehicle, and why so?
Sir, I would suggest electric vehicle because hydrogen vehicle is still in development and the storage capacity, storage technology is not robust at this point of time. Hydrogen has a very high energy density and it can be it can be dangerous for normal people to use it on a regular basis.
So, if we charge electric vehicle once, how many kilometer it goes?
So with the present technology, it can go up to 100 kilometers to 400 kilometers.
Hydrogen fuel vehicle is going up to 650 kilometer.
Yes, sir. I am not aware about the statistics of the hydrogen, but it may be more.
Okay, thank you.
You pointed out a point that about hydrogen has a high energy density. You put it in the wrong way or in a positive way? I'm not very much sure about that.
So it has such a large energy that humans right now cannot control it in a safer manner. My words might have been not framed in a proper manner, but my intention was in that way.
Okay.
Suvigya, so what is your meaning of your name?
So a person with good knowledge.
Suvigya mean. So can you relate Suvigya with any governance scheme of Uttar Pradesh or government of India? Are you aware about any such scheme of government of Uttar Pradesh or government of India?
Sorry, sir, I cannot recall anything right now.
Is that exist or not?
Sir, I am not sure about.
Okay. So can you tell me in which part of the Constitution scientific temper is mentioned?
So it's Article 51A in the Fundamental Duties section.
So it will give you bad signal or like positive signal? You are coordinating with me, you are asking me. What do you think?
Sir, I see that I will be giving a subordinate an opportunity to add the ideas that they have. So I think the subordinate will be respected and he will be professionally more closer to my working style. So that I would take it positively.
What's the difference between an IAS and then subordinate? There is no difference.
Yes, sir. There shouldn't be so much difference.
Why?
Except in the position, because the decision making has to be done by some single person, but ideas can float from anywhere.
How you will generate energy or motivation? Through which sources?
So energy as a person or as the
As a
company?
person or as an administration, from where you will generate like motivate to work daily basis?
So welfare of the public.
Welfare.
That is one thing. And second thing is, I want to become an example of my own self, and for that I have to keep on with my values, and that too based on the fact that someday I might not like to work for the people, but my values will make me strong and I can go on and on.
My last question, it is a case study basically. Suppose you are DM of a district and your Tehsildar is doing some wrong work. For example, he is giving free pension to the person who are not eligible for pension. But as a welfare measure, you think he is taking right decision, right? And he is consulting you also. And final thought is you are signing on that paper. Later on, inquiry set up on you. So you will take responsibility of that wrong decision, or you will put all question on your subordinate.
So since you have mentioned that I have signed the document, responsibility will be on me.
Okay. What about your subordinate who is ditching you continuously?
So as I said, I will take ideas from my subordinates as well. So at that point of time, the conscious decision would have allowed me to go ahead with that.
So you will accept your suspension, but will not take name of your subordinate. He is also indulged in wrong practices.
Sir, I believe that nobody can guide me to do wrong things. If I think that something is right, I'll do that. And I would try that in the first place. I would not go against the law.
So you will accept your suspension in that scenario.
Yes, sir, that's the right thing because I cannot hide the truth.
Suppose you are a DM of a district and in some government scheme implementation, your performance is not good. So government transferred you as a director state AIDS control society and keep you posted there for 4 years. So what will be your motivation to stay in service
Sir, I think everyone is a cog in the wheel, and if one department fails, the whole system jeopardizes. So I'll try to bring innovation in that system so that it is becoming the most sought after service or position. I would try that, sir.
You are into a circle now, so we'll come out of that.
Yes, sir.
Can you name some intelligence agencies the government of India is having?
So are you
Intelligence
talking
agencies.
about the challenges?
Intelligence agencies.
Intelligence agencies.
Can you name some?
So yes, one is Research and Analysis Wing. Then second is Central Bureau of Investigation.
CBI, it is an intelligence agency.
So I would suggest they predict things.
Okay. Something else?
Sir, I'm not sure about the other 2-3 departments that I have know.
Why we
That-
have intelligence agencies? Why? What is the need?
To predict the forthcoming challenges that government can face and to rectify those before it happens. That is what intelligence mean to me.
What is the role of RAW? RAW, you said you mentioned only one. What is the role and what is expected of this agency?
So it advises the security apparatus of the country, which heads from the
Okay,
Prime
what is
Minister.
happening in Sri Lanka? Can you just tell current affairs? What is happening in Sri Lanka right now?
So it is an economic crisis that's happening in Sri Lanka.
It was a rich, comparatively better off country.
So it is because of the China's anger.
What is that scheme of China through which they are operating these things? They are doing these things.
So the scheme, I believe, is
Some-
BRI, the Belt and Road Initiative.
Okay.
And the debt trap diplomacy is something that I am able to think about right now.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Suvigyan, good to know that you play guitar. So do you play guitar systematically, scientifically, being an IITian? You try to infuse systematic approach to play with the music. जिसे हम कहते हैं गाने निकालना. Do you have any systematic approach, or you read with the chords and notes?
So I use systematic approach to tune my guitar, but to play songs I refer to the websites.
The
Yes.
notes and websites.
Yes.
Okay, fine. In 2-3 years, National Crime Bureau has pointed out that there has been an increase of 10% crime rate against SC/ST. So, what do you think is the reason behind this increase? Fine. You worked in Samsung Research Institute. So, can you tell us which is the most creative organization in the world?
So I think Apple is.
Okay, it is not Apple.
Huh?
It is not Apple, but fine. Since you were into the research, what were the core values of your organization?
So it was excellence, innovation, co-prosperity, and
Is
there
it
were few more.
written values, or you are just trying to make it up now?
So there are 5 written values, and 3 of them I mentioned. 2 of them I cannot recall, sir.
Good. That's very good. Okay, tell us, are leaders born?
I think leaders are made.
Leaders are made. So don't you think that there are some qualities which are inborn in person which make them leaders?
So genetically speaking, this can be possible. With,
Give examples.
So first is the voice, the
Voice.
power of voice. That's
Okay.
something that is naturally being given by the mother nature. And other born abilities would be, I would say, sharp vision. Means sharp vision in terms of how we perceive things around us. That is something that,
But
we cannot teach.
that comes with the socialization process and the education, and when you enhance your IQ. So that is not inborn.
Sir, I think it is being sharpened by the social scenario and the opportunities that people get, but that's something I believe that not a lot of people have.
Fine. Tell why can't we introduce creamy layer concept in reservation of SC/ST?
So it is because the discrimination part is being focused in terms of giving welfare to the ST/SC, and it is the creamy layer, to the best of my knowledge, is based on the economic criteria. But there is a trend even in the US that, for example, the blacks, even though they are economically at the higher status, still the discrimination has been faced by those people. Some similar kind of thing can be related to the STs, SCs in the society as a whole.
Or don't you think if we introduce creamy layer concept, we are broadening the base of people who are getting reservations?
So I think we are taking away the security and the protection of the constitution from those who have risen. So it can go towards the negative feedback effect.
Okay, so we are concluding this interview. It was such a nice talking to you.
Thank you, sir.
In a few minutes we are providing your feedback, which is quite valuable for you.
Yes, sir.
So you can wait. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. So one suggestion from me, because I asked too many case studies and as a role of administration, please read about the role of administration. As an administrator, what is your role? You are not supposed to ask everything from your subordinate. You are IAS, you are powerful enough to take decision. Nobody will guide you, not junior, not senior. You are the sole authority, right? So थोड़ा रोल ऑफ एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन पे पढ़ लीजिएगा. बाकी कुछ इश्यूज हैं जो भी पूछना है हम में से किसी से भी पूछ सकते हैं आप, तो वहाँ पे काम करिए क्योंकि वहाँ फंसते जा रहे हैं हम. ठीक है, तो मेरी तरफ से सिंगल ये सजेशन है कि एज ए एडमिनिस्ट्रेटर आप क्या पावर रखते हैं, क्या वो चीज़ों पे काम करिए.
देखो, तुम्हारे पॉजिटिव चीज़ ये थी कि तुम काम थे, कंपोज थे पूरे इंटरव्यू में. स्ट्रेस थोड़ा अच्छे से हैंडल कर लिया, भले ही क्वेश्चन में जवाब अच्छे से नहीं दे पा रहे थे, तब भी स्ट्रेस तुमने थोड़ा सा हैंडल कर लिया. लैंग्वेज पे अच्छी कमांड है तुम्हारी, बट दो तीन चीज़ें हैं. क्या तुम्हारा जो इलेक्ट्रिकल इंजीनियर वाला ये है, वो बेसिक्स उसके ब्रशअप कर लेना, और जो तुमने डैप डाला है उसमें थोड़ा सा अच्छे से प्रिपेयर कर लेना, क्योंकि स्पेस पे मैंने 2 क्वेश्चन पूछा तुमसे, तो स्पेस पे में भी और भी क्वेश्चन हो सकता है क्योंकि हॉट टॉपिक है. और जो हॉबीज़ है तुम्हारे उसको अच्छे से ब्रशअप कर.
Please don't write. You will get a recording. एक मुझे जो चीज़ लगी, जिस आदमी को हम ढूंढ रहे हैं ना, वो एक विजनरी कि ये ऑर्गेनाइजेशन डिस्ट्रिक्ट को किस लेवल पे ले जाएगा 5 साल बाद, 10 साल बाद. तो उसके सामने सारे डिपार्टमेंट्स आते हैं, इतने सारे लोग आते हैं. ये पर्सपेक्टिव हम ढूंढ रहे हैं. आपका पर्सपेक्टिव आईआईटी का इंजीनियर वाला है. आप जो है इलेक्ट्रिकल पोल के अंदर वहाँ पे जो आपने ट्रांसफॉर्मर्स लगा रखे हैं उसकी एफिशिएंसी की बात कर रहे हैं. सो आपको अपना हेलीकॉप्टरिक व्यू बनाना पड़ेगा और सारे आंसर्स जो हैं आपके फिर आने लगेंगे. और हमें प्रॉब्लम ये हो रही थी कि आपके आंसर्स में से आंसर्स खोजना पड़ रहा था, पिन पॉइंटेड नहीं था. जैसे आप कहते हैं ना डायरेक्ट जो आप बता रहे हैं, वो एक मिसिंग लगा.
बंदा कमिटी नहीं कर रहा कहीं पे.
वो नहीं, कमिटी बेसिकली पर्सपेक्टिव की बात है. Otherwise, I think you are a very charming person and your face resembles a cricketer, former cricketer. Tell me, who is he? Sanjay Manjrekar. And you are very confident, and I'm sure that you are going to change the shirt.
Yes, sir.
Cool, sir. Because ये आपका टाई वाली शर्ट नहीं है, इसको आप उसको देख लीजिएगा.
टाई भी चेंज कर सकते हो, कॉन्ट्रास्ट कलर का टाई पहन सकते हो इंटरव्यू
और
में.
ये जीन्स पहन रखी है आपने?
यस सर.
सूट पहन रहे हो ना,
हाँ, मेरा सूट डिसाइडेड नेवी ब्लू है, वो पूरा सेट है मेरा.
तो उसको मॉक में प्रैक्टिस कर लेना पहन के.
और इस इंटरव्यू के बाद काफ़ी टाइम मिलेगा, 1 महीना भर मिल जाएगा आपको
सर्विस के बारे में सोचने के लिए.
सर्विस रैंक के बारे में सोच लेना. बेस्ट ऑफ लक.
All the best.
थैंक यू सर. थैंक यू.